let's go outside.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 9, I think. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know there was like a little wishy-washy 2-day break there. I was feeling really ill and it was just really hard to film and do like normal life things while I was sick. I'm sure all of you guys who have ever been sick understand. But I'm back and I'm gonna be filming a like how I plan for a week of school video. So I am a full-time college student. I'm getting my bachelor's in I'm kind of getting my bachelor's in like it's kind of tentative what I'm getting my bachelor's in right now because I'm in the middle of like changing everything. You know, COVID made you rethink all your life decisions, and this was one of my life decisions that I rethought. So I'm kind of like, I mean, I have a bachelor's degree that is under like my course plan, but I'm kind of up in the air, and I just have to know by Christmas what I'm going to be doing. So I don't really for sure know what my bachelor's is. If you guys are in college, let me know down below what you bachelor in. Maybe it'll give me some ideas. Maybe it'll make me think out of the box because I'm kind of open to options at this point because I just don't really know. But I'm just going to kind of show you guys how I prepare. I am a bachelor at Liberty University. I am going on my 2nd year, so I'm almost done with my associates. So the way that Liberty University does their classes, I'm not sure how other people do their online classes, but Liberty University does it so full-time has 2 classes for an 8-week period. So instead of having 4 classes for a whole semester, you have 2 for an 8-week period and then another 2 for an 8-week period, and then that's your full semester. So, I mean, it's kind of nice because you don't have too much of a workload all at once. It just means that you have more for each class in the week that you have it, because you have to do all of the 16-week course in 8 weeks. So it's kind of like a toss-up. I personally like it better this way just because you only have like 2 things to focus on and 2 classes to focus on. And I normally like to like put them together when they're like a heavy writing course and a non-heavy writing course, and vice versa, or a heavy reading course and a non-heavy reading course, just because those are my 2, like, they're not even like the things I struggle in, but they're time sensitive activities. Like, I need to have time to do them, and with being a mom and working a full-time job, having time to do that definitely is hard to find sometimes. And with me being exhausted, like, writing sometimes just doesn't happen the way it's supposed to. So that is where I'm at. I am going to kind of just show you what I do for a normal week. I mean, there are no specific materials that I guess you need, but these are the materials that I use. I use highlighters. The ones that I use are just the Sharpie ones, just because I like the colors of them, and I have them, but you can use like whatever highlighters you have. I also use an agenda. You can use an agenda that's like on your phone or something. I just personally like to have it written and in my phone/laptop. My school stuff is normally always written, and then like other stuff is in my school, like, or my laptop/phone. I do have a Mac, so my Mac automatically like links with my iPhone, so I use my notes app a lot to like make to-do lists and things like that for everyday activities, because I can like make it on my Mac and then see it on my phone, or vice versa. So I do use that a lot. So that may be a little bit different for you if you're using like 2 different types of operating systems and things like that, but that is just kind of like, this is how things work for me, so that you can kind of get the gist before I go into like this is how I plan. I'm gonna show you guys like how I like write it in my agenda, but before I do that, I kind of want to just show you on my Mac how everything works. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like for my like school portal. So the first thing that I always look at over here is like my to-dos. So these are everything that I have to do in a week, and it tells me like the due dates and things like that. And then over here is gonna be the classes that I'm in for the semester, but remember, only 2 of them are active. So right now I am actively in communications and theology. So I'll click on communications, and then go to like course content, which will basically just give me a breakdown list of what I need to do for the week that I'm in. So we are in module week 7. So in this class, we are going to be doing the persuasive speech presentation and the quiz chapter 3, so it's kind of a light load this week. And then just because I'm a visual person, I will always then open up a new tab and open up the exact same thing but the opposite course so that I can flip between the two easily. So then I'll just go to course content again, go to module week 7, and then so in this class we need to do image of salvation essay and quiz 7. So it's a pretty light week. I mean, that essay is going to take up some time, but other than that it's a pretty light week, which is good because it is Wednesday when I'm getting started with the week. So after I figure out all of my courses on here, I will then switch to my agenda. Okay, so after I get all of the things like on the list that I'm looking for, I'll just make a list so that I will remember them because my computer is over here now. Then I just open up to the fresh week in my agenda. Normally I do this on Sundays so that I can then plan the entire week. Obviously now today is Wednesday because Monday and Tuesday were kind of choppy days, but that's okay. We're starting fresh and that's all right. So then the first thing that I'm going to do is just write down the hours that I work and the assignments that need to be done, and then I'll go from there. Okay, so I went ahead and I put in all of my assignments and the day that I think I'm going to do them, and then all of the days that I need to upload. I went ahead and crossed off VLOGMAS day 7 and day 8 because I didn't do it, unfortunately. But the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and I'm going to color code them, so I'll be right back. Okay, and now I didn't color code these up here, but they would normally be yellow. I just didn't do it because they are already crossed off. But the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is just create a little key up here. So I have pink is theology, the lighter pink is communications, and then yellow is YouTube. I would also normally have like my work schedule and things like that on here, but I don't for the video, just because it's unnecessary for school week video in my opinion. But so then this is what it would look like, and then once I complete a task, I'll just check it off, and it's that simple. The main reason that I color code it is just because for me visually, I'm a really big visual person, and visually I can see like the colors and I can see, okay, so like I need to do this much YouTube this day, and so I'm not going to do as much school, or I need to do this much school this day, so YouTube, I need to pre-film that video and have it done and ready so that I can put it up. Vice versa with work. So like say I work an 8 to 8 one day, well there's going to be really nothing else on that day because I am working an 8 to 8. I'm going to be gone literally all day. I'm going to be between driving and work. I'm going to be gone 14 hours out of the day, and then I'm going to pretty much get home and go to sleep. End of story. So that kind of helps me visually just like block out the day without having like block out numbers, because then I tried to do like a schedule. It actually threw me off even more because I'm not a big, like I like to plan and have lists, but if I plan them by time, then I feel so constricted and I feel like I need to be doing this at this time and it just needs to be this way, that I get so thrown off by the time and the time not being exactly right that I don't even end up doing the actual task. So that's why I do the color coding, because it's my way of time blocking my schedule. And I always keep a binder clip on the page. I don't know where it went, but I always keep a binder clip on the page. I found a gold one to match the year, but I always keep that on the page so that I can open right to the page, because that's one of the most annoying things in the world, in my opinion, is trying to find the page that you're meant to open to. And I love these little string things that they put in there for page blockers, but they don't work for me as much, so I use the binder clip. So yeah, next I'm just going to show you guys how I do like the lists on my phone and laptop, and then that's pretty much going to be it on how I plan my week. Now to the actual lists. So as you can see, lists or notes just looks the same on a Mac as it does on an iPhone. So this would be like how I would make these lists. This list is from, well, November 19th is when I last edited it, but this would just be how I would make them. I do this by clicking this button up here, and then it makes anything that's in the column a little check, and then you can check it off, and then it does correspond to your phone the same way. So it's pretty neat, and then I can just really use it as a straight to-do list and just put everything in here, and then as I do it on either the day of or the week, sometimes I like to, depending on how much schoolwork I have, I'll just make a list for the entire week. That's probably what I'm going to do this week because it's a smaller week, and then I'll just check it off as I do it during the week. Some days when it's like I have a ton to do that day, I'll make an individual list for that day, Here is another one. So this is just going to be another example of how I would do it. DB one responses, so I have to do 2 of those. So instead of just doing 2, I just did 1 check mark but 2 responses. So that's just how I do it. That's pretty much it on how I plan my school week or school work. It works for me and it's what works, so I just go with it. I also use like a whiteboard list. Most of that's for like household tasks, but if I have like a dire, like I need to get this essay done today, I'll put it on there just so that I know for sure that I'm getting it done. 90% of the time I make these lists in my phone or in my laptop or on my agenda, like in the morning before Anastasia wakes up, or when I'm at work on a break, and then I'll look at them again after I put her down, because at this age that she's at, unless I have someone else to watch her, I really can't do my schoolwork and watch her. There's just way too many things that she can get into at one time, and I need to be focused on my schoolwork. I try to do it sometimes because I like forget that I can't, and then I end up not doing as good on the assignment because obviously I have a little toddler in training running around getting into the Christmas presents and the dog and pulling the dog's hair out and pulling the scissors that she found from underneath the box that's been there for 3 years. You know what I mean? Like just crazy stuff that she just cannot be really unattended for very long. So with that being said, most of the time I do the schoolwork at night, or when Isaac will get back home. I mean, I'll be able to do sometimes in the evening, like he'll take baby duty and I'll be able to get some of my schoolwork done, and sometimes my parents help and stuff. So I mean, one way or another it gets done, but I definitely try to do it more in the evening after she's gone to bed. That's another reason why her bedtime is at 7:30, just because I have so much to do at night after she goes to bed that if she went to bed any later, I would be exhausted every single morning, more than I already am. So I hope you guys like this video. I just want to do like a quick disclaimer type of thing because this thing really affects me in life. Lists are great and planning is great, but don't let the lists and the planning consume you too much. I have a tendency to do that, and honestly, it makes life a lot less fun for me and the people around me. You can plan your day all day long and you can plan your stuff and be organized to an extent, but at the end of the day, things are going to happen the way they happen, especially when you have a kid, and until you start to let that go, your life is going to be consumed with anxiety. I still struggle with this, so I mean, no shame. This is exactly where I'm at in life, and that's the reason I'm even putting it in this video, because honestly, planning videos are like the most fun and like aesthetic thing for me to watch because I love planning and things like that. But at the end of the day, I feel like so many people that post videos have their stuff together and I don't. And so I try to plan and plan and plan and plan, and at the end of the day, I plan so much that I don't even enjoy my day anymore because I'm so stressed out by the fact that I didn't get this done and I didn't get that done. So just keep in mind that your plans are an outline and your lists are an outline, and if something doesn't get done that day, you can always move it to the next day. As you can see by my agenda, I always plan things ahead of the day that they're due, just because I want to have that buffer time to be able to get things done. So just keep that in mind when you're planning, and definitely let me know down below if you guys have any other requests for videos, if they relate to school or baby or whatever. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.